Taiga. Moving more north in latitude and climbing higher among the mountains is the foggy coastlines where sunlight energy is often scarce. The community called the taiga, or northern coniferous forest. The word taiga is a Siberian word meaning primeval forest. The dominant trees of the forest biome are conifers such as spruce, pine, fir, larch, and balsam. The climate is generally long, cold winters, allowing only a short growing season in the summer. The winters are colder, and the precipitation is much less than the temperate rainforest. With much of the precipitation falling as snow, the conifers have successfully adapted to the winter's freezing temperatures. All evergreens have the ability to maintain the flow of water and nutrients within their trunks and branches throughout the year. This significant characteristic allows these trees to keep their needle-like leaves and continue the process of photosynthesis. Because of their small surface area and their waxy coating, these needle-like leaves are specialized to prevent water loss through transpiration. This is valuable to the tree's winter survival since the water outside the tree is unavailable due to the water's frozen state as ice or snow. Overall, these trees have adapted well to soil that is often very cold or very dry. Some of the animals found in these forests are caribou, deer, and elk, along with their predators, the mountain lions and timber wolves. Black bears, chipmunks, and beavers also reside in the cold evergreen world of the taiga biome. Tundra. During the warmer summer months, the caribou and bighorn sheep migrate north to the treeless biome known as the tundra. The name tundra is of Lap or Russian origin and means treeless plains of northern regions. The summer landscape south of the Arctic Circle is characterized by low dwarfed grasses and sedges arranged in a mosaic multi-shaped pattern. For a few weeks during the summer, the day's light lasts for nearly 24 hours. But for most of the year, the dark nights are long and the climate is extremely cold and dry. The landscape is often blanketed in white for most of the winter. The annual precipitation rarely exceeds 10 inches or 25 centimeters. In many parts of the tundra, the constant low temperatures freeze the deeper layers of the ground permanently. The low temperatures also slow down the decomposition of organic matter, allowing only a thin layer of soil. Because of the short growing season and the shallow layer of thawed ground, there are no trees. When the snow melts, the water collects on the surface, forming many lakes, since the water is unable to be absorbed by the deeper layers of frozen soil. Large number of migratory birds also visit the marshy areas in the summer. The Arctic hare, fox, and owl, as well as lemmings, remain active throughout the year. Tundra biomes are also found at lower latitudes in mountaintops above the timberline. During the summer, the plant and animal communities of the alpine tundra experience intense sunshine, prevalent winds, and highly variable precipitation. For the rest of the year, the precipitation is mainly snow, a common occurrence here in the cold, dry regions known as the tundra biome. The Earth is covered with more than twice as much water as land. Only 3% of this water is fresh, meaning it contains a relatively small amount of dissolved minerals. Most of the fresh water is locked up in polar ice caps and glaciers or is stored down in the ground. Less than 1/100% of the Earth's water exists in rivers, streams, ponds, and lakes, the freshwater biomes. The freshwater biome. Standing bodies of water, such as ponds and lakes, can be classified according to their nutrient content. Usually, the steadily moving mountain streams and rivers carry little sediment or nutrients and feed many lakes and ponds with cool, clear, oxygen-rich water. As a result, fish, such as trout, often dwell in these clear, oxygen-rich environments along with some algae growth. On the other hand, there are lakes and ponds that are fed with water containing large quantities of sediments and high concentrations of nutrients. These environments are less clear and encourage dense blooms of algae. As the algae die off, bacteria and other decomposers break down the dying algae, while at the same time reducing much of the water's valuable dissolved oxygen. These murky environments are often populated with fish, such as catfish and bass, which survive well in oxygen-depleted bodies of water and are all part of the dynamic freshwater biome. The marine biome. Ocean waters cover 71% of the Earth's surface. The depths of the ocean range from the intertidal zone, the coastal land that is daily covered and uncovered by seawater, to the deepest ocean depth of about 33,000 feet, or 10,000 meters. There are 5 major types of ocean biomes: coastal waters, nearshore zone, coral reefs, open ocean, and vent communities. The coastal waters are usually shallow enough to allow sunlight to reach a variety of forms of algae. Coastal rivers also supply many nutrients to the abundant and diverse life in this intertidal zone. Because of the rising and falling of the tides, the plant and animal life such as scallops, crabs, barnacles, and sea anemones must survive the exposures to both air and water. The nearshore zone lies beyond the intertidal zone and is more stable since there is no direct exposure to air. Organisms in this zone are strictly aquatic. Kelp plants protect and nourish the abundant life in these shallow waters. Coral reefs are often found in warm tropical waters. The reefs are formed from the skeletons of the various species of coral. Sponges, sea anemones, and hundreds of species of fish add a variety of color to this diverse community of plants and animals. The open ocean is populated by different species of microscopic plant organisms such as phytoplankton, which are consumed by the microscopic animals called zooplankton, which are consumed by various species of fish and sea mammals such as whales. Vent communities lie in the great depths of the abyssal zone, where there is no light. For the most part, this zone is cold and barren. Without sunlight to provide an energy source, it was thought that very few life forms could survive. However, there are openings in the earth that look like small volcanoes called vents that provide heat and nutrients to strange clusters of tube worms, white crabs, and clams, creatures of the wondrous world of the marine biome. George Washington Carver wrote, "Never a day passes but that I do myself the honor to commune with some of nature's varied forms." By discovering and learning more about your biome, you discover that you too are part of the biome and belong to the community of life.
Please answer the following questions. Number 1. Geographical areas filled with a major community of plants and animals are known as what? Number 2. What type of trees must lose their leaves in autumn so to prevent water loss during the frozen winters? Number 3. Name the biome that has nutrient-rich soil and is most often used for agriculture. It is often identified as the breadbaskets of the world. Number 4. What type of trees are able to keep their leaves all year and survive cold, snowy winters? Number 5. Why are there no trees in the tundra? Number 6. Where does less than 1/100% of the Earth's fresh water exist? Number 7. Name 2 of the 5 types of ocean biomes presented in this program. Please answer the following statements true or false. Number 8. In some parts of the world, the chaparral biome is best represented by evergreen shrubs that are able to survive the destructive forces of floods. Number 9. Reptiles, mammals, and a huge variety of insects compete fiercely in the rainforest for nutrients. Number 10. To survive the hot daytime periods in the desert, some animals burrow in the cool ground.